Good evening once again. We are going to go ahead and get started. Thank you so much for being here. The first part of our program is to introduce the alumni from Urbana High School by decade. Our first group is from the 2020 graduation year through 2023. And now, graduates from 2012 to 2019. Graduates from 2000 to 2009. Graduates from 1990 to 1999. Graduates from 1980 to 1989. Graduates from 1970 to 1979. Graduates from 1960 to 1969. graduates from 1950 to 1959. We have recently been talking about this event that we have alumni back from 8 states and 8 different decades. But tonight I am thrilled to announce we have a 9th decade. A graduate from 1935, Mr. Dick Cogdill, is here with us tonight, who recently turned 107. Good evening and welcome to a celebration that's been months in the making, and you might say years, hundreds of years in the making. My name is Darren Hicks. I'm the current director of bands here at Urbana High School. I'm thrilled to have you with me. I'm thrilled to have my students behind me as well as the alumni from years back. The first tune that we played is called Hail to Urbana. Hail to Urbana was written by Raymond Dvorak in 1922 when he served as the director of Urbana High School Choir and Orchestra. In the 1923-24 school year, he became the first director of bands at Urbana High School. This was the first fight song written for Urbana High School. This particular band arrangement was compiled by the third director of bands, Max Crone. On behalf of myself and all of the people that have been involved with this, we want to welcome you. I want to acknowledge a few people in the audience tonight. The 2 other former directors of bands that are with me. The person that preceded me, we have Dr. Joe Manfredo and his wife Leslie Manfredo. So glad to have you here. And before Dr. Manfredo, we have Ken Peters and his wife Janet is here with us tonight. Also around the room there are lots of former band directors and staff members from the Urbana bands. If they could please stand and be acknowledged. I know of a few, so I'm going to read, but the former directors, staff members, if you could please stand. I know that Marge Perino is here. Her husband was Dan Perino, here for 4 years around, and Marge is right here. Glad to have you here, Marge. The family of Jim Brooks is here tonight. The family of Bob Steele is here tonight. I believe Dave Madden is in the audience someplace, Dave. There he is. I want to make sure, did I miss any staff members? I tried to catch as many as possible. Thank you for joining us in this celebration tonight. There are lots of people that are very happy about this event and have worked really hard for this. I would like to next introduce our principal, Mr. Jesse Guzman, to say a few words.
Hello everyone. I have the honor and privilege to serve as principal of Urbana High School. Although this is my first year, I can confidently say that Urbana High School is the best high school in the CU area. And what makes that happen? It's our students, it's our staff, it's our families, and it's the community that is dedicated and committed to this school. And once our students leave and officially become alumni, they will always be an Urbana Tiger. And if you want evidence, look at who's here today, this evening, to celebrate this wonderful event. We have alumni from now 9 decades and across 8 states returning to celebrate this 100th year anniversary of band concerts. And when I reviewed the list yesterday, we had over 100 alumni attending today. And as far back as of yesterday, class of 58, but I know we're going back longer than that now. And if that doesn't say Urbana High School is the best, I don't know what does. The fact that all these individuals have come back to celebrate band here at UHS. Can we get a round of applause for all our alumni one more time? And for this particular night, this is certainly a celebration. 100 years of band concerts and a commitment of UHS and Urbana School District to keep a strong and vibrant band and music program going for our students. We know music and band is a positive influence on our students. Band provides an opportunity for our students to learn, to play an instrument, to develop musical skills and music literacy. It also supports the social-emotional side of our students. Students learn teamwork and collaboration. They build self-confidence, even discipline and responsibility, and even make new friends. There's a lot more benefits, but those are just a few. Finally, as we celebrate 100 years, it's also about the band directors and the band teachers, not just at the high school, but in all Urbana schools, that make it happen, that inspire our students, that teach our students, that change the lives of our students. A huge thank you goes to all of you, past and present band directors. You are the direct influence on our band students. To all our past band directors, thank you for making the program what it is today. To our present band directors, thank you for continuing the legacy and taking our band program into the future. If we can have all our band directors stand one more time, I know you just did it, but please stand again, and let's give them another round of applause because of all your hard work and dedication over the years. Past and present, not just at Urbana High School. Thank you for your service and for your continued service to the UHS and Urbana School District. And now I would like to introduce Urbana School District 116 amazing Superintendent, Dr. Ivory Tatum.
Thank you, Mr. Guzman and Mr. Hicks. Good evening, and thank you to everyone who came out tonight. As Mr. Hicks said, this has been a long time coming. I'm also going to recognize a few people who have been really instrumental in the band room expansion project. That has been a long 2 years of fundraising, and also the culmination of the celebration of 100 years in the making. I want to start with a couple of personal thank yous. First to Miss Karen DeBush. Yes. Ms. DeBush, thank you for not only your dedication to Urbana schools, but also your drive to push our student scholars to be the best musicians they could be during your 30 years of excellence in teaching and directing Urbana bands. I feel blessed that both of my sons, had the privilege to learn from you, and I too have learned so much from you about dedication and Urbana pride. So thank you again, Mr. Bush. I also would like to thank Julia Group. I saw David. Where's Julia? Stand, please. Stand up. Yay. You guys may not know this, but Julia has given countless hours, I'd say, leading and working with Mr. Hicks, Mr. Bush, and our other band boosters. If you're a band booster who's been part of the planning of not only this event, but some of the fundraising to expand our band room, would you please stand? Our band boosters, if you're here. Thank you. As Mr. Hicks said, we started working on this project all the way back in July. And when we started, we thought, oh, we have all the way until April, but here we are, it came really fast. It has truly been a labor of love for all of us involved. I really want to encourage everyone. I think Mr. Hicks is going to do this at the end, but I want to personally invite you all to walk through and look at our new band room. It is a beautiful space. We're really thankful that we have it. But I also want to recognize one more person involved in that project. I'd like to recognize the graphic designer who worked with us on the artwork outside the band room. If you saw the News Gazette article with Mr. Peters in it on Friday, Carlton Pruitt designed. If you can stand Carlton Pruitt, he was our designer. Thank you. And finally, I want to thank everyone who contributed to the community fundraising project. We raised over $105,000 with just community giving, just donations. So I'm not going to ask all of you to stand, but I do want you to know that your names are memorialized in the band room on a donor wall. So thank you all. What we accomplished together was no small feat, and we appreciate all of you, so thank you. Yes, all our donors. And I would like to thank our Board of Education for their commitment and support of our Band and Fine Arts program. If you are currently a board member or a previous board member, if you could now please stand. All of our board members, past, present. Yay. Urbana has a rich history of being at the epicenter of Urbana, of American public school band, benefiting from the influence of John Philip Sousa, you'll hear about that later, being one of the first mixed-gendered and integrated high school bands in the 1920s and 30s, and under the esteemed leadership of several of our former band directors who are here tonight. Our Fine Arts program continues to be award-winning, growing and thriving is thanks to so many people who are right here in this room. For the last 20 years, I've had the privilege of working with several people here in my role as principal, central office administrator, grateful parent, and now superintendent. I'm thankful for the vision of previous board members like John Dimmitt, who stood. You need to raise your hand a little higher, John. Thank you. Tina Gonzalez, and our current board president, Paul Pulowski. I thought I saw Paul somewhere. Okay, oh, here he is back there. Their vision for our current fine arts program has been commendable. I'd also like to thank some of our previous superintendents, Kermit Hardin, Dr. Jean Amber, Dr. Preston Williams, who's here, Dr. Donald Owen, who took up the mantle for growing and maintaining our fine arts program with many of our educators. People like Ellen Elric, Martha Tarukian, Jean Corder, who spent their careers making sure that the district's commitment to fine arts never wavered, from the union negotiation side of the table too. Some of you may not realize or know that our band program doesn't just become fantastic when we get here to Urbana High School. We start our program in kindergarten through 5th grade. Our kindergartners learn music, dance and drama, visual arts, and they move to our 5th grade band and strings program led by Stacy Peters and Tamara Gingold. I know I saw Stacy here. They take the curiosity in our young fifth graders and natural talent for music, and they guide impressionable scholars into our award-winning middle school and high school programs. Our band, chorus, and orchestra programs are some of the best in not only the state of Illinois, but this country. So I personally want to thank Mr. Hicks, our instructors. I know some of them are here tonight: Jaime Escatel, Jim Wood, Aaron Claxton, Christy Farnsberg, Stacy Peters, Tamara Gingold, Becky Park, who lead our band, chorus, and orchestra programs. They are experts in molding young minds and helping each and every scholar reach their highest potential to become the accomplished artists who mesmerize us every time they perform. Urbana School District's Fine Arts Program has been the impetus for so many young people, some of them who came beginning tonight, going on and accomplishing greatness in the world of music, entertainment, visual art, graphic design, and they all have a very Urbana-like way of expressing themselves artistically. I am honored as superintendent to pick up the mantle of those laid before me to maintain our commitment to our fine arts program. We will continue to work with our excellent instructors to ensure that not only the Urbana Band program continues to thrive, but that our district's commitment to the arts for every curious and talented 3-year-old who starts in our district, they can continue on the same path to greatness that all of these young people here tonight and all of our alumni have experienced. So thank you. Thank you, Mayor. I'd like to introduce our wonderfully supportive Mayor of Urbana, Mayor Diane Marley.
Thank you, everyone. I just want to say, long before I was mayor, I was a band mom, and I'll be a band mom long after I'm a mayor. It's one of the best jobs in the world. So when they asked me to say a few words tonight, it might be a little longer than 2 minutes, but not much longer. The word that came to my mind was commitment, because a program like this and 100 years of excellence does not come without unrelenting commitment to public arts, music, and arts education. And that goes from the superintendents and the leadership of the school district, the board of education, the teachers, the parents, the families. So thank you for this unrelenting, complete commitment to public arts in Urbana. That extends to the city. We have our public arts and culture program, and we're delighted to support many music programs right here in the Urbana schools through our public arts and grants program. We have our community, people like Dr. Evelyn Underwood, who has made sure that students who want to play an instrument have an instrument in their hands to play. So we thank you for that. And Mr. Robert Lewis, as a graduate of Urbana High School, Urbana Schools Plus, now with the Bridgewater Banks Academy, you continue to give student musicians an opportunity and a nudge to be their very best to bring music to our community. So thank you, Mr. Lewis. And then the connection and collaboration with the University of Illinois Bands program. Many of our students graduate and they go on to play in the University of Illinois marching bands and many other bands at the university, some as a career and some for pleasure. But they were grounded here in Urbana School District, and the collaboration with our university and their commitment to excellence just is priceless. And that goes for Scott Schwartz. I've always loved being on the stage with Scott Schwartz. He loves bringing bands together from Champaign and Urbana, and that's just the most wonderful music in the world. The commitment from the band directors. My kids were in band from 98 to 2003, so in that range. so people like Mr. Ken Peters, Karen DeBush, Joe Manfredo, I mean, your commitment and patience and work with these kids have made all the difference. I'll never forget the day I was kind of mortified because Dr. Manfredo showed up at my house. And he had a form that one of my children, not the one sitting here tonight, the other one of my children forgot to get signed, and he needed that in order to go on this trip. And so the band director, Dr. Manfredo, came to my house so I could sign this paper. So on behalf of my son, John, I thank you. And this program would not be what it was without the families, the friends, the neighbors, the grandparents, everyone who came to concert after concert after concert to support the kids from the time they picked up a squeaky instrument and started playing to the time they graduated and went on to the next stage of their life. They went to contests, they did fundraisers, with music boosters. You know, we did whatever we could to support this program. But I know what all of you have gone through, what you are doing to support your student musicians. Thank you for everything you do, because this program would not be what it is without all of you. And finally, and most importantly, thank you to you student musicians, your commitment to excellence, your willingness to get up early in the morning and come to band practice when you may rather be sleeping an extra 10 minutes. I mean, your commitment to extending yourselves beyond what you think you might be able to do. And I'm thrilled to see the Life Eternal on this program. That was the music that my kids played when they won the Super State. And they were 7th and 8th graders. I mean, it was amazing. No, I never thought they could play that music, but Karen DeBush, it's all your fault. You got them there. And that's what this band program does. It pushes people beyond what they think they might do, and they discover they have that ability to do it. And that's how you get through life. So thank you. So anyway, you can tell I could talk about band all night long, but thank you for being here. Thank you for all you do, and here's to the next 100 years.
It is now my pleasure to introduce Professor Barry Hauser, Associate Director of Bands at the University of Illinois and Director of the Marching Alumni. Mr. Hauser.
Thank you, Urbana. It is great to be with you, and what an occasion to be part of. I'm going to get straight to it here. Albert Austin Harding was a junior studying engineering when he was asked to become the director of bands at the University of Illinois. During his time at Illinois, he became one of the most influential band leaders in the country. Harding was crucial to the development of the school band movement, which advocated for the formation of bands in public schools across the country. Music had a strong force here at Urbana High, dating all the way back to 1910, with women leading the way, something quite unusual for that time period. Sally J. McCall, Mary Ruth Clapp, Edna King, Bernice Morrow, just to name a few. The first band at Urbana High was led by Raymond Dvorak in 1924. Dvorak began as instructor of music in 1922, as you already heard. During his time as instructor, Dvorak conducted the men's and women's glee clubs, the chorus, the orchestra, the band, the Lille Elementary Band, and the Thornburn Elementary Band. Starting in 1924, he also taught commercial law. The first marching band had already started in 1924 with white uniform pants, white jackets. I can hear the band parents now. Oh my gosh. And yes, those historic gates. There were a series of individuals who served as instructor of music during the 1920s to the 30s. Louis Meyer, Max Krohn, Neil Chose, Captain Graham Overgaard serving the longest tenure of that decade. Throughout our history, there have been strong ties with the historic programs of the University of Illinois and Urbana High School. Of course, A.A. Harding, John Philip Sousa, Ray Dvorak, Clarence Sawhill, who in 1938 led the 90-member marching band and won the National High School Marching Band competition held in Ohio. National prominence highlighted the band and its first baton twirler, Betsy Ross, who was awarded the top baton twirler in the nation in 1938 and a return national championship in 1939. Immediately following, Sawhill left Urbana and became the assistant director of bands for Albert Austin Harding at the University of Illinois. Haskell Sexton, who served as music director, served from 1944 to 1946, and later became an assistant at the University of Illinois for Albert Austin Harding. Of course, many of you knew Dan Perino, who served as assistant here from 1949 to 50, and then director from 1956 to 1961. And upon leaving Urbana, Perino became a professor of music where? The University of Illinois. I'm beginning to think there's a pattern here, folks. He also is attributed with establishing the Illinois Summer Youth Music Program, and then became Dean of Students in 1968. Someone that truly impacted not only our community, but the world of music education. In the 1960s, Robert Jorgensen served from 1961 to 70, followed by James Brooks, Wendell Davis, and of course, Mr. Ken Peters, one of the longest-serving band directors in Urbana's history, assistant from 1978 to 1985, and band director from 1985 to 2001. Of course, many of you have been impacted by Mr. Peters, but also the very devoted and committed and great musician and conductor, Karen DeBush, who has recently retired in 2022, but I'm not quite sure if she's actually retired or not. She may be busier now than when she was teaching, but continues to impact and continue to contribute a musical life. Of course, Dr. Joe Manfredo served as director of bands here at Urbana from 2001 to 2004, and once again, moved from Urbana to University of Illinois, where he continued to impact so many students in the world of music education, both at the high school and collegiate level. Our connection between our programs here in Urbana and Illinois continues to run deep. And for so many years, and with many more to come, it is an absolute honor for our histories to be intertwined in so many ways. And that connection continues to grow under the leadership of Mr. Darren Hicks and all the amazing faculty here at Urbana, who started his tenure in 2004. Mr. Peters, I think Mr. Hicks is starting to give you a little bit of run for your money. We're getting there, right? On behalf of the University of Illinois Bands, we welcome you to the 100-Year Club. As our existence, we're completing our 155th year, and we'll be starting the 156th year here shortly. And we congratulate all of you, yes, all of you in the band program that have contributed so much time, all of you that are assembled here, the many that came before us, and of course, the many that will become part of this amazing legacy for the many more years to come of serving this great community. And now, it is my great pleasure to introduce the 7th Director of Bands in our 155-year history, Dr. Kevin Giraldi, and finally, some music, America the Beautiful.
this time, I would like to introduce Ms. Bonnie Blayford, have her come to the podium. She has a little more history to tell us, some more fascinating history about the Urbana Band program. Bonnie?
Good evening. Before I start telling you about my mom, I'd like to thank Scott Schwartz, the Sousa Archives, the Urbana High School Planning Committee, and Samantha Crispin for including my mom's cornet in this celebration. My mom was born on a small farm, or a farm in Vermilion County in 1922. She attended a one-room schoolhouse, and she only had one other student in her class. She was smart enough to she was smart enough to go through 3rd and 4th grade in 1 year. When she was 1931, they moved to the big city of Urbana. And at the age of 9, she started 5th grade at Thornburg Elementary School. Her brother gave her a cornet. To my knowledge, she never had any formal lessons. She learned from family and friends and probably the Thornburg High School music program. By 1936, with her cornet, she attended, and she was only 14 years old, attended Urbana High School and joined the Urbana Band. And eventually, she became soloist with the band. Also, she graduated in 1939, and she did play with the University of Illinois summer band for 1 or 2 seasons, and then at one time, for a short period of time, she was in an all-women's dance band at that time. Music was very important to her, and the band changed her life. Being shy, she all of a sudden gained confidence. She loved music. She attended every program that Urbana-Champaign had, like the Perino band, what is it? Medicare 789, is that it? And she drove us along to many band concerts in Castle Park growing up. And it also gave her appreciation for music. She loved all sorts of music, and especially the marching bands. She loved going to the football games at the stadium, loved marching bands, but when she watched it on television, she was upset because they never showed them. She just didn't like that at all. She kept her cornet for 90 years and played it whenever she can. The last time she played it was like 2 years before she passed, and she was 99 years old. Yeah, it's pretty amazing. The cornet returns here to the Urbana Bands 85 years later. I was fortunate enough to meet Scott Schwartz, and he accepted my mom's cornet in the Sousa Archives, as well as a great uncle who played band in World War I in France. So music is extremely important. She would be over the moon with this service or celebration. Playing my mom's cornet and playing my Regards by Edward Llewellyn is Samantha Crispin on my mom's cornet and accompanied by Shelley Stern.
Thank you, Samantha. Very nice job. Coming to the podium now is Mr. Peters, making his way there. He's doing a piece called The Dream Catcher. A dream catcher is an American Indian hoop. In Indian folklore, when dreams or catchers are suspended over the body of someone sleeping, they catch the bad dreams and let the good ones through. This title is full of percussive sound effects and instruments that all players employ. You'll hear some nails tapping in one spot. So, Mr. Peters, are you ready? Let's take it away. Now I have the pleasure of bringing to the podium former Superintendent Dr. Preston Williams.
Good evening. Oh, my goodness. Good evening. I'm surprised, Darren. I didn't see you had me on here to talk a little bit about Reverend Dr. Underwood and the fund. But probably, the last 15, 20 years, anytime I've come to a musical event, I always have students at the doors. It's kind of like when you're in church, they won't let you out until you contribute. Well, we've always had that. I don't know since, the Tuxes and alumni, maybe we're not doing that tonight.
You can do whatever you want.
Thank you very much. Okay. What I will need is a couple garbage cans because this audience seems like they have plenty of dead presidents on them. And we are going to try to separate you from a few of those tonight for a very worthwhile cause. If anyone here knows Reverend Dr. Evelyn Barnett Underwood, you know she's always been an individual that doesn't ask for permission. She asks for forgiveness. So I'm going to ask for forgiveness from you by soliciting for the Reverend Dr. Evelyn Barnett Underwood Musical Assistance Program. It's a very worthwhile program. Reverend Doctor saw a need in the district. And that need was based on the fact that intelligence, creativity, and academic excellence is not based on socioeconomic levels. It isn't. If you have the drive and you have the desire and the dedication to play a musical instrument, then this fund provides opportunities for you. And it's done it for years. And it's a tremendous advantage that Urbana has. I tell people all the time, Urbana looks like the United States of America. Oh yeah. And that's what I've always been very proud of. The fact that we are every man and woman. Sometimes we might be a little shaky, but we come through. That's Urbana. We have pride. That's Urbana. The purpose of Dr. Underwood's fund is simple. We want every student that has a desire and is willing to put in the work to have that opportunity. So we're going to give you probably until the end of the program. We're going to be kind. And then we want you to reach in deep. Deep as you can go, John. Because the importance is simple. You look at these young people, and young at heart. It's important. And we want to make sure that every individual that has a desire and a dedication will have that opportunity. I tell people all the time when we come to Urbana High School, some of the students, you've been in the cafeteria, I'm sure you probably didn't look at the pictures on the wall. Some of you say, Dr. Owens and I spent months combing through the archives of Urbana to make sure that that wall, those walls represent what Urbana is all about. So if you've never taken an opportunity to look at the different pictures, the individuals, you're missing a treat. So take the time to take a look at it the next time you're in there. And for me, I say, give these folks another hand, please. Please. Quite honestly, I think this is a music program, so I think it's about time for some music. Thank you.
If you're following along in the program, you noticed my mistake. I jumped ahead, so we're going to go back to Orange and Black. Stacey Peter, one of our current band directors in the district, is here for that. Orange and Black was originally composed by Alfred Beckwith with lyrics by Horace Garman in 1915, predating the Urbana band program. Beckwith and Garman were UHS students at the time. It was respectfully dedicated to the UHS Literary Society and printed in Chicago. This arrangement was written by Max Crone, who was the third director of bands at Urbana High School in the 1920s. It is said that the clarinet lines are meant to mimic those from the song Illinois Loyalty, and the first clarinets loved playing that. Should we have them do it by themselves? This arrangement was later updated by UHS graduate William Rank, the class of 1996. Here is Orange and Black. This time I'll call Christy Fernsberg to the podium, another current band director here in the Urbana School District. She'll be conducting Salvation is Created. Salvation is Created is a choral work composed by Pavel Chushnikov in 1912. It was one of the very last sacred works he composed before he was forced to turn to secular art by the Soviet government. This arrangement is a very popular piece in the band world today. Here is Salvation is Created. At this time, I'd like to invite to the podium Mr. Robert Lewis and Mr. Chris Walker.
Good evening, everybody. In 2005, Banks Bridgewater Lewis Fine Arts Academy, formerly known as Mobetta Music After School Academy, it offered a way for grade level students, grades 5th through all the way through high school, the chance at musical excellence and encouragement to compete in the local school band and choirs. Students and professional instructors interacted with private lessons, small and large ensemble teaching lessons. From 2010 to 2015, Mobetta was a program with the Bridgewater Sullivan Community Life Center, which was the fiscal agent of the program. In 2013, Mobetta changed its name to Banks Bridgewater Lewis Fine Arts Academy. The name change reflects a vision for expanded arts academy that will be inclusive of drama, dance, and visual arts. The names also honor the members of the community who supported this group through the early stages: Carrie Banks, Irma Bridgewater, and Rosalind Lewis. It is currently led today by Mr. Nathaniel Banks, his sister Deborah Banks, Abby Harris, Ronna Bridgewater, and joining me tonight, Mr. Robert Lewis.
Thank you, Chris. The young man standing to my right has been a student of mine for a long time. He came to me as a little guy, and he wanted to be a drummer. I think Urbana has one of the finest right now. Thank you. But my other responsibility for today, we'll talk about the Douglas Center Drum Corps. And you have on WILL, you have a brief synopsis of some people that are in the program at that time. Unfortunately, it doesn't really tell this true story about it. The Douglas Center Drum Corps, of which myself, Ron Bridgewater, and Nathaniel Banks, by the way, he says to tell everyone he said hello. And he misses his students, but he has other responsibilities at this time. But the Douglas Center Drum Corps included a female group, not just the drums, but the choreography for that was of the rhythm patterns of the drum line itself. Initially, the drum corps competed within Champaign, Urbana, Peoria, Chicago, I go as far north as Wisconsin. And we were kind of afraid when we went to those days because we were known for getting first place trophies. And we did. But a local group, the families of local groups, put together a program for us to go to national competition. And that competition was against African Americans, colleges, and drum corps throughout the United States. It took place in New York City. That was scary. We had to be on our best game. We didn't have the best equipment. We made them look good with taking them apart and putting some shelf paper to make them look good all the same. But we knew how to tune them, and they were good. And as I remember, I didn't get a chance to go. I was stupid enough to get married before I went. No, that's not true. But the group that went was led by an ex-military person. His name was, we call him Bud Johnson Jr. Ex-military, he was ex-Navy.
We was even nervous. But the reality of what took place on that day, when they came before the judges stand, we saw people like James Brown, Aretha Franklin, a number of them that we talked about, but the one that stands out the most is James Brown. And when we came before him, and do your thing, whatever that is, he said, you look like the ones that have soul. So, hit it. We hit it. Make a long story short, we took first place in the nation. And in doing so, the people back home found out about it. And we didn't realize it was coming on. They didn't realize it because when we got to the Indiana state line, they were met by the state patrol. And they gave them a police escort, putting champagne for down on the line. People ask me all the time, when are we going to do it again? When are we going to do it again? The reality of that situation is the fact that the African American community at that time, this was in the 60s, before the Civil Rights Bill was passed. We were in a compressed part of time, and we relied on each other. Each family relied on each other to do things. Our children wanted to participate in music. We made it possible. The Elks Club was known all over the place. That's how we got the invite to New York. But I didn't go the music route myself. I ended up being a design engineer. But I love music and I can teach drums. This is one of the students we have in your band here today. Students that have participated with us on occasion. And it's an element that's missing. Jazz is a part of this country's heritage. It comes from New Orleans, Louisiana. My mother was born in Congo Square. It was made in America, and it's worldwide. Our children love that music. That's why he does it. They love it. We have a lot of young people, not just African American students. Mr. Bridgewater is assistant professor of jazz studies at the University of Illinois. He started to retire, just like I retired. But some of his 5 students happen to be at the University of Illinois. He extended. He wants to be there for them. And that's the mentality that UBL has about the children themselves. We're going to be there from 5th grade to 2nd year college and beyond if they so desire, if they need that. And I said earlier about the family unit. I would hope that Urbana High School, Champaign High School, would be a part of that family and share with us the desire to give another element of music, such as jazz, to the deserve it. It's their music. And that's my goal and objective. It's not rocket science. We can do this. And that's the reason right now, because they always in the community say, why can't we do it again? You don't have what you used to. Things are different now. They're a lot different. If you're going to communicate, don't text them. Talk. Okay? Call them up on the phone, have a conversation, get to know them. That's going to be a better way for all of us. AI is going to kick us in the tail if you don't watch it. But I don't want my children to get caught up in a society that is a bunch of robots. They need your help to do that. And you should be a part of that community. Do you agree, Chris? I'm sure he's going to do it. And as I look at the band behind me, I know there's a lot of students that played with us before on various gigs. If you're in the band right now, could you please stand? Now these young people know what jazz is all about. Coltrane. Okay? But the Coltrane influence. Circle fifths. All that good stuff. Understand it well. You can tell. That's what we do. When it comes to drumming, I have taught drummers from each major high school in this community. We had a young lady, her name is Felicia Harmon. She came to me and said she wanted to do a drum line. I said, sure, you can do a drum line. I said, but you know what you're going to be up against? A bunch of knucklehead boys who don't want you there. But I'll show you what I'll do for you. I'll show you how to take your care. Her senior year, she was head of the drum. And also received a full scholarship ride in jazz studies from the University of Wisconsin. She's been transferred from Wisconsin to Penn State, where she graduated, and now she's working at Purdue University. These are the kinds of achievements that these children can do. Just given the opportunity. I'm not just talking about, I'm talking about all children need this opportunity. Sister Underwood, she did a great thing for us. Getting them started. And we'll finish it. I want to close by saying, I thank you all for this opportunity to make sure that you get a feel for what the PO is all about. We really don't play. We have fun. With music. Music that's a part of our country. And it's unique to our country, and we ought to celebrate. Thank you.
We're going to bring Mr. Escatel to the podium now. Mr. Escatel is another band director within currently in the Urbana School District. Today he's going to conduct March Song Urbana. The melody of March Song Urbana was first published in the Rotary International Songbook as Smiles. Its origins as a school song for Urbana High School are unknown, but the original handwritten manuscript was found in the library, and we still have it in the library. A few years ago we put this, kind of updated it a little bit. So here is Mr. Escatel and March Song Urbana. Our next group to perform is quite a unique group. I don't think this happens very often, but we're assembling over here on this side the Peters Family Quintet. In the quintet, you've already met Mr. Ken Peters tonight. His two children, Todd and Andrea, are here. They're playing as well. He currently has Ian in the high school playing contrary and alto clarinet. That's his grandson. And we have Evan that's at our middle school right now playing trumpet. They are going to be playing for you Rigodon from Magneto Maine, and it is, I think, Mr. Peters, is this something you kind of put together, you kind of arranged to fit your family instrumentation?
Very much so.
Okay.
It is very unique.
Yes, and the odds are, I mean, wherever you go and you have that many people, all of them involved. His two children graduated from Urbana High School. His grandsons are now in the program. I also want to say his granddaughter Hadley is here speaking flag. She's graduated a couple of years ago, so she's here tonight as well. So quite a family thing. So here is the Peters Family Quintet. Let's have another round of applause for the Peters Family Quintet. Next, we're inviting Karen DeBush, who you've met tonight already. She's a retired director from our school system. She's going to be doing The Light Eternal. I want to read you a little bit about the piece. A powerful work that recounts the magnificent story of 4 U.S. Army chaplains, each of different faith, who heroically sacrificed their lives during World War II, when the American troop transport vessel, the SS Dorchester, sank in the icy waters off the coast of Greenland. The vessel was a victim of a German U-boat. The Light Eternal is based on a well-known hymn, God of Our Fathers, and is filled with an abundance of musical inventiveness that will produce a startling emotional impact on the listener. This piece was mentioned by Mayor Marlowe earlier this evening. Tonight, we perform this piece in honor of former Urbana director Bob Steele, who passed away last week. There is a special siren we are using tonight as part of the piece. It belonged to his grandfather, who was a funeral home director. We want to thank Bob for all he did for Urbana. Here is the light eternal. waiting to see if Mr. Bush was going to cry or not. I think she held it together pretty well. At this time, I'd like to bring to the podium Chandra Somerville to say a few words. And if Mrs. Stevens will move the way to go.
Good evening. I am Chandra Somerville, the daughter of the late Willie T. Somerville and Valerian Somerville, both here at Urbana Schools. My father was a choir director here, but I must tell you, from Crossett, Arkansas, T.W. Daniel High School and Junior High, from A&M College to, which is currently the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff, and to the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign in the Marching Alumni. Willie T. Somerville loved band. He was in bands the whole time, and when he graduated from the University of Illinois, there were no band director positions. And he said, I gotta be a choir director so that I can have a job. But his dream was to be a band director. So any opportunity that he got to collaborate with other musicians so that he could create that band, one sound, was what he wanted to do. I would like to thank Urbana Schools for inviting me to participate in this momentous occasion. When you have done something for a century, you have transformed a lifetime. I also would like to thank my oldest brother, Derek Somerville, that is also here too. And thank you all so much. I'm sure every single one of you, those that do know my father or my mother, have a story. I just say honor your story and continue to keep the legacy and the music alive. Thank you.
This next piece, Dear Old Urbana, was written by Willie T. Somerville in 1985. Students came to him asking for an alma mater kind of piece, so this is the result of that. And we're so glad to have Chandra here to sing the lyrics to that this evening. Here is Mrs. Fernsberg and Dear Old Urbana.
We'll be right back.
Our next piece is pinnacle. The definition of pinnacle is the most successful point. I feel like in 100 years of Urbana bands, we've had many successful points, but I feel like we have even more coming in the next 100 years. So here is pinnacle. At this time, Ms. Peterick is making her way up to the podium for a little Eye of the Tiger, which probably you know, but I'm going to give you a little bit more history about Eye of the Tiger. Eye of the Tiger was adopted as a theme song at UHS in the 1980s after its premiere in the movie Rocky III. It is still the most widely recognized theme in the Urbana Band's repertoire. It has a special Urbana connection as current band director Stacy Peterick's cousin, Jim Peterick, wrote the music. Here is Eye of the Tiger. And now I invite Karen DeBush up for a few words about the Random Expansion Project.
I promise to talk slow. Not too slow though. Hey, has this been fun? Oh my gosh. I can't tell you, you can't even know what went into this. There's no way you'll believe it. But I have never felt more proud to be part of the Urbana schools in my life. This is so cool. To see my students who are, oh man, it's a mind blow, seriously. But we have a legacy here. I've learned so much since I retired about that legacy. And we are so grateful to everybody in this room and beyond who's taken time to be part of this weekend. We know this is a busy time and we're really thankful. Urbana is special because we are a community that cherishes the arts. I was on the first arts team. That was a trip, something I'll tell you about. We're a community that comes together for the greater good of all. In the summer of 2021, I was happily retired, got a dog, and Darren Hicks and another woman, Julia Muse, called me for a meeting. So, would you like to be the honorary chair of the Friends of Urbana? I'm like, I can mix cookie dough. I was like, didn't know what I was getting into. I said yes. Because the juniors and seniors in here are my last students, and I wanted this for them. I didn't know what I was getting into, by the way. Doing this project has taught me so much. I got lost in the It's taught me so much. I get to meet gratitude for my Urbana friends and our community and a community beyond that cares about our students. There's so many people who gave so generously of their time, their talents, and their money. We like that too. This project took the talents of an amazing team. I can't tell you how thankful I am for them. And I want to introduce them really quickly. I need to tell you, in this group, only one person has a child currently in the program. These are alumni parents who had kids in here 20, 30 years ago. So I want to introduce them, and if they're here, if you could stand up, because this could not have happened. This new band group would not have happened without you. John and Angie Dimon. then I'm going to ask you to hold your applause just because everyone stay standing because they need to see how awesome you are. Devin Tim Larson, are you here? Stephen, you can stand for your parents. I saw you. Okay. Julia and Dave Booth, you have to stand up. Sorry. Linda and John Miner. Ken Peters. Mr. Peters, stand up. Diane Marlin, who I spilled water all over one day. Karen and Peter Mortensen. Darren Hicks. And our advisor, David Allen, who blew my mind with what I was supposed to do. He advised us, and I was like, oh, could you give these people a hand? This is amazing. I'm not embarrassing now. Finally, I want to thank all of you, our alumni, our families, our friends, for your amazing support of the Urbana program. I did not want to be a teacher. I said over my dead body, those were my words. It's true. Look what happened. This was the right place, and I can't imagine having gone anywhere else in my career. I feel like I have family and friends. I have these awesome people that I'm so grateful for, and I hope you guys know, even though I drove you crazy. I'm so glad you're here. On behalf of the Room to Grow Committee, I'd like to thank our school board, our superintendent, central office admin, who kind of lets do a lot of things, for their support. And on that note, I'd like to introduce Dr. Jennifer Ivory Tatum for our band room dedication. And afterwards, there are so many treats in the cafeteria. It will get your shirt a little right back up. So here you go.
Okay, young people, all of our band, I'm going to need you all to stand, alumni members as well, for the dedication. I know you've been playing in the band room since August, but we're officially dedicating it now. So if you can stand up with me, this is your space. Okay? So on behalf of the Board of Education, Principal Guzman, Urbana High School administration, staff, and all members of USD 116, it is with great pleasure and pride that today, Saturday, April 20th, 2024, in commemoration of the 100th anniversary of Urbana School District's band program, we dedicate the new and improved Urbana High School band room. Woo-hoo! We dedicate this room to you, all of our students and staff, those who have come before, our alumni, and those here today and those who will benefit for many, many years to come. Thank you for being a big part of the heart and soul of our school and our community. And everyone in the room can participate. 1, 2, 3, closing. Let's go band. Let's go band! Woo-hoo, congratulations.
I can't thank you enough for joining us tonight. Alumni that played with us, I can't thank you enough. It was so much fun for me to see you. I don't know what happened. You grew up and you had children, you got married. That doesn't seem possible to me. But thank you for coming back. Thank you for spending the day with us. Thanks to all of you for being with us this evening. Just a couple of announcements. Immediately following the concert, there will be a reception in our high school commons, which is down the hall this way. There's signs going that way as well. There's a balloon arch set up for photos. Ronnie Egan has alumni merchandise available for sale. And there will be refreshments. We hope that you will stop by and enjoy the company of all of the UHS alumni. On the way to the reception, you will be passing the band room. Please stop in to view the new band room. There are also 3 different screens set up with history about Urbana High School. We hope that you can stop by and see them. Again, thank you so much for being with us this evening. Our last number on Urbana was adopted from the Wisconsin fight song, On Wisconsin, as a nod to Urbana High School's first band director, Ray Dvorak, who left Urbana to start the band program at the University of Wisconsin in Madison. It is said that it eventually replaced Orange and Black as the school fight song, as it was more peppy. So you judge for that. Please feel free to clap and sing along. Here is On Urbana. Thank you all so much. We'll see you in another 100 years for another celebration. Have a good night.